Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wellness Universe Lounge. Our webinar today is I Can't Do It Alone, Business Partnerships, and Informative How-To. We're very excited to have you guys here with us today. We know you've taken time out of your busy lives to be here with us, so we want to and are going to offer you the most value packed into the next 60 minutes. So welcome. Hi, Anna.
Hi, Shari. Thank you for joining me today, Shari, and everyone who's joined us live. And if you're watching the recording, we hope you get a lot out of this.
Awesome. So if you want to switch to the next slide, please. So we're going to go over, I'm going to go over what we will go over and what you will learn in today's webinar. We're going to go over what are the advantages to having a business partner. How do you bring a partner in while protecting what you've already built? How do you decide on who to pick, who and how to trust to be successful? How do you scale your business relationship as the company grows? And then time at the end, we will do a live Q&A coaching for anyone that, has questions or just wants to jump in and, have questions and need some advice. So these are the things that you will learn over the next hour. Anna and I are excited about doing this because it's not, business partnerships is not an easy thing, and it's something that you have to really think a lot about and really be prepared. And so it's something that Anna and I believe that we've done pretty well, and it's continually, it's a continuous journey, and we still learn things about ourselves and about the business. And so we're excited to share with you what we've learned so far, and the ins and outs, the truth, the pitfalls, the successes, all that great stuff. So thank you again for joining us. And before we dive into everything, we'll let you know a little bit about ourselves. So first, for those who do not know, the lovely lady sitting next to me is Anna Pereira. I'll let her share a little bit about herself.
So for all who don't know who I am, I'm Anna Pereira. I'm the founder of the Wellness Universe, and Shari's our lovely co-founder. My background and experience, which is what I'll tell you about because it's partner for this webinar, is I come from a solopreneur background as well as experience as an entrepreneur with a partner in a previous business, as well as a corporate background. So that is my background relevant to the information that we're going to be presenting, and most of all, because many of the members of the Wellness Universe are solopreneurs, I just want to give you my take, and Shari wants to give you her take on partnerships and how relevant and important they could be to your structure of your business. My sole purpose and my focus is to make the world a better place. We created the Wellness Universe to make the space for world changers and thought leaders and people who really want to put their best foot forward and create a better world for people today, for the environment, for the planet, for animals, and for tomorrow. So I just want to let you know that's who I am in a nutshell, and this little slide has some information about me, and you can find out more about me at thewellnessuniverse.com and plugging in my name, Anna Pereira, and seeing my full profile there. Shari?
Yes. So my name is Shari Alyse, and I am the co-founder of the Wellness Universe. My background isn't as extensive as Anna's is, which is what actually makes our partnership really unique. I never really realized that I was, for a lot of time, a solopreneur because I honestly didn't do it so well, which is what makes the magic happen between Anna and I. Like, I had one side going for me, but not the other side, but we'll get into that a little later. But honestly, I was, I worked in the restaurant industry for many years while I was pursuing a career in acting. And when you are pursuing a career in acting, you are your own business. I mean, I'm busy trying to put myself out there and run in with the headshots and the auditions and really trying to learn how to market myself and really just feeling out there in the world alone. And all I kept saying was, man, I wish I had a team. I wish I had a team because I've got this creativity and I've got this talent, but yet I don't know how to do as much on the business side. So it's interesting the way life works out, and we'll go into that a little later. But I also am a speaker. I'm a writer. My biggest passion really, as a lot of you know with my videos, is that I love just inspiring hearts and souls and reminding people of their worth and their value and their uniqueness and beauty in the world. And the Wellness Universe allows me to do that on a larger scale because I am able to have a whole entire team of world changers, because my personal mission and vision is to change the world, is to make the world a better place, is to have happier and more whole people walking around. And what's a better way to do it than with thousands of people with the same pretty much mission to change the world? So that's a little bit about myself. And again, as Anna said, you can go and look me up on thewellnessuniverse.com, look up Shari Alyse, and you can read a little bit more about me. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to jump right in here, and I'm going to be reading directly from these slides because I don't want to miss any of this information, and I didn't memorize this. I understand the concept, but I felt more confident in reading this directly from the slides. At the end of this particular set of slides, this information, I have the link to where I received this information from, giving credit to the guy who wrote this, Tom. So you can click on the link at the end and go and bookmark his site, because I'll tell you what, his site is absolutely amazing and phenomenal and packed with relevant business information. A lot of, the legal stuff that you need to know in order to start your own business, or if you are in business for a while and you just really want to become professional and polish up what you're doing, I highly recommend taking a look at Tom's site. He's not a Wellness Universe member, by the way, but I'm going to reach out to him. So I'm just going to be reading this off to you, okay? So the partnership's defined and explained, because some people really don't know the difference between partnership, and many of us, if we do have our own business, have like an LLC, something like that. So a partnership is an agreement between two or more people to finance and operate a business. Partnerships, unlike sole proprietorships, are entities legally separate from the partners themselves. In a general partnership, however, profits and losses flow through the partner's tax returns. Each general partner has equal responsibility and authority to run the business. Each partner should be involved in the day-to-day operations of the business and should make management decisions. Any partner may represent the business without the knowledge of the other partners. The actions of one partner can bind the entire partnership. If one partner signs a contract on behalf of the partnership, the general partnership and each partner are responsible for that contract. The shared ownership concept that characterizes a business partnership gives it certain distinct advantages and disadvantages. Partnerships are relatively easy to establish. However, time should be invested in developing the partnership agreement. In a partnership agreement, the following arrangements, among others, should be spelled out. Number one, how the business will be financed. Number two, who will do what work. Number three, what happens if a partner dies. And number four, what happens if one or both partners want to dissolve the partnership. Are there any questions on this slide so far?
Yeah, it's just your basic definition so you all understand the difference between the two.
Yeah, before we jump in and actually give you our, how we worked and what's made it work for us, which I think is the most important information, we wanted to make sure that you have the legal definition and understanding of partnership down. So, the business partnership advantages, Shari. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and for those who are even considering, because I think this whole webinar is for all levels, people that are considering a partnership, ones that don't know, ones that are in one, and maybe it's not so successful. So this is definitely well-rounded for everybody. Okay.
Do you want to do the advantages, Shari?
Sure. Business partnership advantages. Partnerships are relatively easy to establish. With more than one owner, the ability to raise funds may be increased, both because two or more partners may be able to contribute more funds and because their borrowing capacity may be greater. Another advantage is prospective employees may be attracted to the business if given the incentive to become a partner. A partnership may benefit from the combination of complementary skills of two or more people. There is a wider pool of knowledge, skills, and contacts. Partnerships can be cost-effective as each partner specializes in certain aspects of their business. And the last advantage, or one of the last, is partnerships provide moral support and will allow for more creative brainstorming.
Are there any questions or any comments on this? Because we're going to go into the disadvantages. To clarify, yes, Amy? Let's go back a slide.
Huh?
Amy wants us to clarify something.
Okay.
Yes.
And for those who don't see, oh, they can see the comments. Amy
Yes.
asked if a partnership goes through your individual tax returns.
Yes.
And as well as
She
liability.
also adds liability, yes. And I'll try my best to answer the legal question because this is not my forte, but again, we're aware, you're best to ask your accountant or your attorney, just to make sure. Okay, so disadvantages of a partnership. Business partners are jointly and individually liable for the actions of the other partners. Profits must be shared with others. You have to decide on how you value each other's time and skills. What happens if one partner can put in less time due to personal circumstances? Since decisions are shared, disagreements can occur. A partnership is for the long term, and expectations and situations can change, which can lead to dramatic and traumatic split-ups. Another disadvantage is the partnership may have a limited life. It may end upon the withdrawal or death of a partner. I felt like a reporter just now when I couldn't get my tongue untied. A partnership usually has limitations that keep it from becoming a large business as well. And then there's a few more disadvantages. You have to consult your partner and negotiate more, as you cannot make decisions by yourself. You therefore need to be more flexible. And the last disadvantage that they have listed here is a major disadvantage of a partnership is unlimited liability. Now, this is really important, guys. General partners are liable without limit for all debts contracted and errors made by the partnership. For example, if you only own 1% of the partnership and the business fails, you will be called upon to pay the 1% of the bills, and the other partners will be assessed their 99%. However, if your partners can pay, you may be called upon to pay all the debts, even if you must sell off all your possessions to do so. This makes partnerships too risky for most situations. The answer would be a different business structure. I just want to interrupt myself with a little story. I know somebody who was a partner in a legal firm. Now, everybody knows how much revenue flows through a legal firm, and if you're a partner. One of the partners absconded with money and left, and they couldn't get a hold of him. The partnership, that law firm, was actually located not just in the U.S., but in Singapore and in London. They had multiple offices around the world. The entire legal entity fell apart. The entire thing fell apart. And somebody I know actually was wrapped up in this, and he was responsible equally for the rest of the partners that were available to repay the debts. So it's really, really, really important that you understand this piece of a partnership. It's not just about feelings getting hurt if it doesn't work out. It's not just about being let down. It's not just about other things, but you can literally lose everything that you have. So you have to be very careful. This is why it's so important for me to do this webinar with Shari and share with you guys this information. It is so very important, the things that you don't think about, because we just think about certain things like, oh, I put in so much time in my business, and how am I going to bring somebody in and give them, what value can I give them? Oh, so-and-so can only put in half the time. And it's more like emotional stuff as well as, the funding of the project. But this is really, really, really important. So I just wanted to really drive it home on this last point, how important it is when you pick a partner, you look at everything. So I just wanted to drive that point home.
And
so
if you decide, on that last point,
oh, go ahead.
On that last point, it says about structuring the business differently. So I think the most thing that you can do is be well informed of everything that comes into signing with somebody or having a partner, and then working out what works for you and the partner, and having that all, structured, and so you do not end up in a lot of these situations that, as your friend you said just did, or someone you know.
Right. Actually, yeah, as a family member. Okay, so if you decide on a business partnership, You should create a business prenup that will protect a business if someone leaves. This business prenup should spell out what will happen in your company if a co-owner wants out of the business, wants to retire, goes through personal bankruptcy, wants to sell his shares to someone else, goes through a divorce, or passes away. This is the legal part and the more business part of the webinar. So are there any questions on this so far? And I'll try my best to answer this, because again, it's not my forte to explain the business part of it. I understand it. Yeah, the legal part of it. I understand it, but it's hard for me to make sure I'm giving you the correct answer based on this piece of it. Does anyone have any questions or need anything based on what was just gone through?
And the link is right there if you want to click on that link, and then you could save it for later. So if you want to go back and read more about this,
yeah, you can click. You can write on your screen and open these up in a browser, so they're open for you, so you save it. And we'll give everyone, whoever wants the slides, this deck, we can give it to you after the webinar also, so you have this information. Okay, so no questions, no clarification. I bet you all think like, oh boy, this is really heavy stuff. I don't really consider all this.
But you have to know all sides of it.
Yeah. So this is why it was really important to tell you guys about this. Okay, so how do you decide who will be your partner? Well, Shari, it was easy for me because she's just gorgeous. And
we didn't think about it at all.
So this is where Shari and I will give our personal experience to you on how we're making it work, because many of you already know that we work day in and day out, 7 days a week. We are here. We are present with you guys. We are just always available to you, and we are building the business, and you guys know what is going on as Wellness Universe members. All know what's going on and have an all access pass to our business, because we are transparent and we are open to everyone at all times and try to keep you informed of what's going on. It's great when it's a small business. You know, not every business that has shareholders and everything can do what we do. So we're very, very fortunate to be able to share with you guys everything that's going on with the Wellness Universe, as we're in the startup phase still. Yeah, it's still startup, believe it or not. Shari?
But and it'll change, you know, once, you know, the funding and the seeking, as everyone knows, and, you know, we possibly get on, you know, bring on shareholders. So a lot of this will change too, and what Anna and I know in and out, and we answer to each other, and that might possibly change as well. So that becomes a whole nother discussion at another time about, you know, how the structure of the business changes. So we are definitely lucky to just be her and I right now.
Yeah. And as you know, we did bring on Brian also as a partner for the new build of the website. So he's our third partner actually, and we started a new company, and that was another way to protect ourselves. So I'll mention that later. So someone you've gotten to know well. It's really important that you really evaluate who it is that you're bringing on as your partner, and it's not just a matter of like, oh, they have a skill set that complements mine, as in point number 2, or oh, they have these degrees, or oh, they have this Rolodex, meaning they have a great network, because all of these things are really important when you join with someone, and their expertise and their experience and their wisdom. But you really need to know someone really, really well. And I'm going to start with a personal story. When we started the Wellness Universe, there were actually 4 of us. And it was just the beginning, and there wasn't a lot at risk. So it was okay to take the risk and involve more people that I didn't know so well. And the thing about bringing on a partner, it's literally a relationship, and your project is your child, and you're going to be raising that child together. And